Hello, my name is Hannah and welcome to my channel. Here on my channel I do a lot of bullet journaling videos and kind of creative projects, but I also do kind of like vlogs and hauls. Usually that's for vintage things when I go thrift shopping or antiquing, but this time it's going to be fabric. During June 30th or July 1st, I actually went to Amish country with a couple family members, and do not worry, it was very socially distanced. We actually kind of just went to go see the countryside, really. We weren't planning on like shopping and going into places. In fact, we took our dog with us because it was a pretty long trip for us, and also we kind of just wanted to get out. We hadn't gone anywhere since like before March. So it was kind of nice to go, and we were really careful about going in places. And in fact, the couple shops that we did go in, they were shops that were numbering the people going in, and they were kind of empty shops, and there were also shops requiring masks, which is one of the reasons that we went in. And we weren't just like going on a whim. This is something that we had really wanted to do, and we really wanted to get out of the house. And I really like supporting small businesses, and I really needed to get fabric. And so I would like to get fabric from like a small quilt shop rather than just getting it at like Walmart or something. So this is one of the reasons that we went. We went into two fabric stores, and I think it was two antique stores, and we went into Guggisberg cheese. We ran in just real quick and got some cheese because we absolutely love that cheese. And so we got some of that, but we went to Berlin in Amish country, and then we kind of drove around Charm because my family member used to live around that area. So I'll get into it more after the video, but it's just a really quick vlog. I only filmed in areas that were like really empty, so it was like kind of safe to like film, and I filmed on my phone. So I'm sorry if the video quality isn't bad, but that's one of the reasons I did film, because there was like no one around, they were pretty empty. And then also I thought that maybe people who couldn't get out of the house would maybe want to see it, and it's just something to watch. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you're wanting to see more videos like this, please let me know. I'm getting excited about going through this fabric with you. Please head over to my Instagram if you're wanting to follow and see more of these projects of me making things, and a lot more behind the scenes. And you can even vote on some of the videos that I do, so head over there. I'll have the link in the description. But we'll roll the clip. I said, I hadn't been to Amish country since I was little, and when I mean little, I mean like 6 or 7. And in fact, we used to go quite often when I was younger, and as I said, one of my family members actually lived in the area for quite a long time. It was one of my favorite childhood memories. I'm one of those people that my memory isn't the best. I have a hard time remembering things from far away, but it was something that I really remembered and I really cherished. So I was kind of sad to see that the one area that we went to had been very highly commercialized. I still had a wonderful experience, but I kind of missed like the very hometown, tiny town like feel, but it still was really amazing to go to. So that was one thing I was a little bit saddened by, is the fact that it was a little bit commercialized, but then we went out of that area and we're in the smaller towns and like off to the side, and it was much different, as much as I had remembered, which I was grateful for. I think my favorite place that we actually went to was the quilt shops, and the one quilt shop is the exact same quilt shop I went to when I was little, and it's the same shop that my grandma used to get fabric. It's just changed, like it's like kind of been completely remodeled, and so it's kind of nice to go there. As I said, I like to get fabric from smaller owners if I can, also more sustainable fabric, so that's one of the reasons I wanted to go get fabric while I was in the area. We went to a couple places. We didn't go out to eat. We brought like our own food with a cooler because we didn't want to be going in anywhere. We were kind of saddened by that because one of our favorite things in Amish country was to go get food at this one restaurant, and we thought, well, maybe we might stop and see if they have like curbside, and they did not. In fact, the whole restaurant was packed, so we just bypassed that. But that's why, and one of the reasons we went to Gugusberg is we could go in and it was socially distanced, and you can just get things and put in the cooler and take home, which you saw at the end of the video. So I'm not going to do a haul of that because we ate it all, and I have to say that I'm not a person that eats a ton of dairy products, but I will eat like that kind of dairy product. It's very good and very yummy, and it kind of reminds me of the cheeses that I got when I was in Germany. I studied abroad in Germany many years ago, and one of my favorite things was like the big blocks of cheese that you would like cut off. Oh, so good. If you're ever in the area in Ohio, I would definitely go and recommend it. So I had fun going there, and we got some chocolate because we had to make a pit stop, and we had to use a bathroom somewhere, and they had like outdoor bathrooms that were like clean, so we were using those. So I'll start going with through the things that I got, and the first portion that I did was I'll do fabrics. And the first fabric shop that we went to, I think, was inside Berlin itself, and it was called Helping Hands. And I got 3 remnants, and I've already cut all 3 of these up. I'll have to put pictures in. I made masks out of them. So I had this fabric, which I was so saddened. These 2 fabrics, I was like legit asking them, I'm like, do you have any left on the bolt? And they're like, no, this is the last of it. In fact, they don't make any more. And I was so sad because I would legit make a dress out of this. And this one was a Moda fabric. I think I have enough to make one more mask, at least part of a mask. And then this fabric I grabbed, and I wish I had a full thing because when I saw this, I immediately thought of like Lord of the Rings, and I'll have close-ups of all the fabrics. But I absolutely love this, and then when I got home, I realized that it said friendship ring, so I was like, it was meant to be. I aspire to be dressing like a hobbit one day, and that's one of the reasons why I just absolutely love Rachel Matsky. She's a YouTuber. Her wardrobe is just basically hobbit, and I love it. And this is actually a fabric that my family member picked out when we were there, and I made masks for them in this fabric, just little floral trucks. And then I got this fabric, and this was like just what they had left on the bolts on sale. It was like half off, and I really regret not buying more because I knew I was planning going to another fabric shop, the one that we went to, and so I didn't know how much to get. And I severely regret not just getting as much as I could because I had taken money with me, but I was like, you know, I don't want to spend too much. And now I'm like sitting here thinking like, oh, I wish I would have gotten that fabric, and I wish I would have gotten that fabric. So I wish I would have bought a lot more. They had these lemon pattern fabric, and I wish I would have gotten that. But this was one of the remnants. This was what was left. It was like a yard and a half, or yard and 3/4 or something. I don't remember, but it's enough to do something with, and I can make masks and all kinds of stuff. But this one is Henry Glass and Company fabric, and it's just really cute. It's got like pumpkins, and it's scarecrows. My weakness is anything fall. I'm one of those people that like September, like the end of August hits, like August 31st hits, and I'm like, all right, time for fall. Like Halloween stuff is like already coming out in September. I'm one of those people. And then you saw this in the video. There was two different versions. There's this version and then like a darker brown version with like lighter leaves. And though I did like that version, I was like, I think I'm gonna get this one. And I picked it up, and then a lady like came in and she got the other one. I'm like, it's meant to be, I'm gonna get this one. So I got this fabric and I got 2 yards of it. It was a little pricey. So I was like, I'll only get 2 yards because I can definitely make a shirt out of that. But now I'm kind of wishing that I would have gotten a lot more because I can make a dress out of it. So I'm highly considering ordering some of this online. But this is, I think, Moda. Yeah, it's Moda fabric. And it is glorious. All these have been washed. I washed them as soon as I got home. And so that's why some of the strings are coming off of them. But they wash up like a dream. I've noticed with Moda fabrics that I think it's my favorite fabric to get. I'm biased though. And I really wish, one of the things I regret not getting is the other fabric that was similar to this, but it was like a white fabric with leaves. I'll point it out in the video. I really wish I would have gotten that, and I'm actually considering ordering online. I'm really hoping that things will be a little bit safer in Ohio in the fall and I can go back to Amish country, and if I do, I'm going to get so many more fabrics. I'd rather order from there than a place like Joann's, as I said. Not that there's anything wrong, but I just like supporting small businesses. And there's not a lot of fabric shops near me that are small, locally owned, that are open. A lot of them have closed down. And so I think when we go back, I'm going to definitely go get more fabric. And then the other place was called the Plaid Sheep, and I wish I would have gotten more fabric there as well. I so regret not getting that little milk fabric. I don't know why. I don't know what I would make out of it, but I kind of wanted to get it and make like a 1960s mod dress because it kind of just reminded me of like the 60s or 70s, and I really wanted it. And then the tiny carrot or blueberry fabric, I highly regret not getting. But I got this. They had remnants. It was like 1 yard for $6, like already pre-cut, and they had a couple Christmas ones, but they didn't stand out to me nearly as much as this one. I really like this one. I think it's also it's also Moda. It's little pine cones, and I've already had a family member request to have this made into a mask, and so I think for myself personally, I'd really love to do a piece of this and a piece of this like as two different sides of the mask and have that as a mask. So I think that's what's going to happen. And then this was on the clearance, and as you saw, there's a black version and an orange version. The orange version I actually picked up first, and then I saw the black version and I'm like, nope, orange version. And this is also Moda Fabrics, and I got 2 yards of this. When I saw this, the very first thing that I thought of was Bilbo. I walked by the bolt, and one of my family members was with me, and I like shot off, and it was like, this is what carried me over to the clearance section, not just the fact that it was clearance. I missed that sign until I got there, and I was like, this is Bilbo Baggins. And so I picked it up, and then I realized that it was a clearance section. I was like, yes. So it was like 40% off, I think it was, and it was so worth it. And again, I wish I would have gotten more. I was being like really stingy, and then I got home and I was like, oh Hannah, you should have picked up more. So I really like this fabric. These are the only fabrics I got. I know it's not a whole lot, but I usually don't buy a whole lot of fabrics at once. I usually just get them for the project that I have. I don't usually keep up a store of fabrics, but since I've been making masks and things like that, I've been having like kind of a stockpile of fabric. Something else that I got was in one of the shops. They had this print by a local artist, and I looked for a name. I think it's Ellie Henningtoner. I'm sorry, I can't really read it, but they had these like prints of her artwork for just like $1. And as I've said before, I just like getting other people's artwork. I like supporting artists, and I also just like having other people's artwork because I think it's just so beautiful and so neat to see what other people do. And so this is like just a small cottage painting. So I got it. It's still like flattening out because it's all rolled up. And then I don't remember which places I got from where, but, oh wait, no, I have something else first. At the first antique store that I went to, there was this Irving Berlin's sheet music, and I double checked, and it actually is from 1926, I think. Yeah, I think it's 1926. Checking. Yep, 1926. It's actually original, but someone had bought it in 1939, and so they had writ on it, and they had like taped the pages in. I thought it's so neat. I like collecting sheet music. I think it's just so cool. I used to play piano, and then I quit as like in junior high, and I really regret quitting. I wish I would get back into it, and so that's something I want to get back into, is piano music. And there's a lot of antique stuff that I wanted, but I kind of like held off on getting because it was stuff that like I don't need. But that sewing machine, like table, the whole thing, it was amazing. It was like $160, I think, and I do not make big purchases like that, and I was so highly tempted to buy that. I was so like, oh, I was like asking them if I bought it, if I could come back another day and get it, because we had taken a small car and there's just no way that we'd be able to transport it home. But I really wish I would have kind of gotten it, but then on the other hand, I'm kind of glad I didn't, because at the moment I don't have space for that, and it's something that I would need if I move. So I was like, let somebody else have it. If we go back to Amish country in the fall and it is still there, I may get it, because I would really like to have an antique sewing machine to actually work on. So that's something that I'm like hesitant about. I would like to take my father with me to go see the sewing machine. He wasn't with me, and so I would like to have him look at it, because he's really good with mechanics, and he used to work with his grandma's like antique sewing machine, so he would actually know if it was workable or not and be able to test it properly way better than I would. I'm an amateur, so that's one of the reasons why I didn't get it and I held off. Now, I got this at the second antique shop, I do know that, and it's ABBA the album. I'm an ABBA fan, so I got that. This was one of the favorites that I got during the day. I was really excited about it. It's Edie Gourmet, and I love her music, and it's Let Me Be the Very First to Wish You Merry Christmas, and I Love to Dance. And then SOS by ABBA, and then Man in the Middle. As I said, I'm an ABBA fan. And then this was, I think, these two were like the highlights of my day. I found Now That We're Together and Rubber Band Man by the Spinners. I love the Spinners, and this is one of my favorite songs of theirs. In fact, I remember going to see, I think it was Endgame, or was it Infinity? No, it was Infinity War, and we were in the movie theater, and I'm sitting there, and then the song came on for like the one scene. I'm not going to say it in case anybody hasn't seen it, and I was like thrilled, and everyone was cheering because of who was coming on the scene, but I was cheering because of the song. And then this was the highlight of my day. I am a massive Star Wars nerd. I love Star Wars. And it's the Cantina Band and the Star Wars main title from 1977. In fact, like, my mom was a huge Star Wars fan. She actually went and saw it when it first came out in theaters, and she was like, I didn't even know that they made these. She was so excited too. So I was really thrilled to find that. I'm a huge Star Wars junkie. It for the haul. I think, yeah, that's it. I think just like the food and the cheese. We're just now finishing off the smoked cheese and the butter cheese, and it is now July 21st, so it's lasted like a really long time. The Swiss cheese was a much bigger block, the baby Swiss, and so we're still finishing that off. Of course, the chocolate lasted like 2 days. But it was great. Highly recommend. It was Koblenitz chocolate, and it was a little bit out of the way. I think it was over near Walnut Creek, and that was an area that we kind of just drove around. We didn't go anywhere but the chocolate place, and one of the reasons we went is because it was like there was no cars there, but I didn't film in there. I think my favorite thing that I got when we were there was like these like the maple truffles. Those were really good, and the peanut butter fudge. So I would highly recommend that. I think that's about it. I really enjoyed going and had a lot of fun, and of course we took our dog with us. We're really big dog people, and Macy had a blast. She slept the whole way there, and then she barked at a couple people. She's a herding dog. She's a mini Aussie, so she barks at everything that moves. But she hardly barked the whole trip, and she had tons and tons of fun. Of course, we didn't take her into any of the places. We kind of just walked around. In the country areas we walked around, and then she slept the whole way home. So I think she had a blast. She was thrilled. She got some cheese and some yummies, so she was glad to go. But yeah, I just thought I would share with you guys the trip that we had, and I hope you guys enjoyed this haul. I'm sorry if it was a little bit rambly, but I felt like sitting down and kind of talking to you guys, even though I'll probably be talking to you way later after I post this video in the comments. Do comment if you want to see another video like this if I do go on like a day trip. I know a lot of people are really enjoying the kind of day trip vlogs because, you know, we're all kind of stuck inside still. So do let me know. I will be going like 2 places. Just the few festivals that I was planning on going to that I thought would be safely for social distancing has been canceled. I was hoping to go to a historic festival that was outdoors, and unfortunately it's been canceled. And my hometown fair, I don't know if it's going to be canceled or not, but they have like tractor pulls that are all outdone in the field. And so I thought about going there and filming, but we don't know if it's going to be canceled or not. And usually every year I go to the Ohio Renaissance Festival. I think I haven't missed one since 6th grade. I have not missed the Ohio Renaissance Festival, and that's counting with at college. I still went. So if I miss it this year, I'll be very sad. But it sounds like they're really going to be careful about social distancing with temperature checks and limiting the number of people and mask requirements. So we'll see about that. I will keep you posted on my Instagram. And I am hoping to make things out of all of these. I've already made some masks, but I'm really hoping to make some kind of blouse with this, or vest, or something. I haven't decided. I am making my very own, first making my own pattern aside from like skirts. I easily make skirts for myself. I think skirts are easy for me, especially like circle skirts, but shirts are really hard, and I haven't made a shirt since I was younger, and I had help from a family member. And so I'm making my own pattern, and it's going really hard for the collar area, but I think I've got everything else fixed. But I am filming the process of me doing that with other fabrics that I have. So there's going to be some sewing videos to come. They will not be tutorials because I don't know what I'm doing, but I thought you guys might want to watch the mess that is my filming process and sewing process. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're having a really great day, and I hope you're staying safe. As I said, if you're wanting to see more, definitely hit the subscribe button, comment below, and check out my Instagram. I really like making these videos. I just make them for fun and talking to you guys. And so I really hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a fantastic day. See you next time.